Good morning, Nigeria. You're tuning to Let's Talk Nigeria, your number one breakfast show where we dive deep into the issues that shape our nation and our daily lives. I'm Moye Stevie.
And I'm Paul Oblomugbasa.
This morning, we are going to be looking at a topic that touches every household, every business, and every community. We are reviewing the economic stability and living standards in Nigeria. Issues have arisen, and a couple of people are commenting on this issue, and so we had to talk about it on the radio. When we talk about economic stability, we're talking about the strength of our currency, the price of goods and services, access to jobs, and the government's ability to create an environment where people can live and plan their futures without fear or constant financial uncertainty. But the big question is, how stable is Nigeria's economy today, and how does that stability or instability, as the case may be, affect the living standards of ordinary Nigerians?
For sure, many people will be looking at the different things, and we want to see these things in different dimensions. The focus will also be centered around inflation, subsidy removal, cost of living, and as well as uneven wealth distribution. We know that the conversation always been that some people are having the ability to receive some of the distribution of the wealth. It's getting to some, and some are also feeling neglected. But how will Nigerians stand, and how can they cope and fare in such times? Remember, economic stability is important for the citizenry to grow and to do many more things. So these are going to be the things we're going to be hinging on and talking about this morning.
Now, you ought to know that over the past few years, Nigerians have experienced rising inflation, fluctuating exchange rates, and an increase in the cost of essential commodities, from food and fuel to transport and healthcare. And many families are struggling to stretch their income to meet efforts to boost local production, attract foreign investments, and stabilize the naira. Many Nigerians still ask, when will these policies translate into real relief at the grassroots level? So we're also going to be looking at the living standards, not just in terms of money, but in terms of the quality of life. Can the average Nigerian family or average Nigerian afford decent housing, reliable electricity, and access to health care and education? Are young Nigerians finding opportunities that match their skills, or are they being forced to seek better lives abroad? Well, you already know the answers. We're going to be opening phone lines for you to contribute to have this conversation. But before then, we will listen to what another politician said in the course of, because of course this is Let's Talk Nigeria. So let's get started with the conversation by listening to this
with his policies. You remove fuel subsidy. Where is the Tinubu is impoverishing Nigerians with his policies? And you're sharing it with 36 state government. So you are telling me that the reason 200 million Nigerians are in pain is because you want to satisfy 36 people. That's nonsensical approach to governance. You tighten the belt on 200 million people to make 36, and the funny thing, those 36 people are unaccountable to anybody. So it's not like you are giving them the money and monitoring them and ensuring that the money goes to the people. You are giving them the money. You are now turning to the citizens you have impoverished with your crass policy, and you are asking those citizens, go and hold them accountable. Please, when are we, like some of us who are maybe enlightened, exposed, when are we going to have a round table to decide what to do with this country? Because the way this is currently going on is not how a country is run.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Nigeria, that's the conversation on the ground, right? We're talking about economic stability. Nigerians are going through a whole lot, but because of some policies, and you've listened to that audio. You know what, Paul, when we were having this conversation, even before we started discussing this issue about living standards and all that, Nigerians are going through a lot in terms of their living standards. We're asking some questions. Now, this is questions, these questions we're asking, the listeners will say, oh, well, you already know the answers, but, we need to keep talking about these issues because, of course, it is a continuous thing. Discussions will always come up. We need to just keep talking about it until, the voice of the masses will be heard. And this is what the radio is all about. So, a couple of times, some persons have argued. All right. So the president has said, okay, we've removed subsidy, and then the monies have been given to the governors and all of that. But could that be enough? Now, look at what this politician or this particular person is saying. A lot of people will decide to agree with him, or some will not agree with him. But the question now is that how are Nigeria's fending with the policies that are on ground? Are we trying to catch up? Because this is almost about a year now since the policy, 2 years, right? Since the policy began. Are we trying to catch up, or are we struggling? You have some statistics to give as well, because it's very important for this conversation.
Yeah, to think about it, as at October 2025, of course, that is coming from our National Bureau of Statistics. It says that food inflation is above 33%, and over 46% of Nigerians live below poverty line.
46%.
46%.
As a result of the policies, or what?
In the midst of everything, all of this is because all of the policies, everything put together, those are there are different variables you're looking at. Even if you talk about, some persons argue that optimally, or what's going on is the fact that because of the first subsidy that have been removed, they have more funds available.
According to what
he said. So
this person said, yeah.
Even if you have more funds are in the hands of the governors, yes, to carry out the tax. And a good number of them remember that after a while, the federal government had even increased the minimum wage, and said the minimum wage to get to a particular amount, and that is for some. But how many state governors are able to pay that amount? Because they'll tell you, okay, there's a federal, these are federal civil servants and there are state civil servants. Question is, at the different levels, how many state governments are able to pay across board the minimum wage because more funds are available? The fact that you also have, one thing you should also know that leads to inflation, when there's a lot of funds available, a lot of cash in the hands of people, okay, there's more money now. It's beyond the more money now. Purchasing power. If, example, as at when we started this station early in the year, the amount of a loaf of bread is not the same amount of a loaf of bread today.
True.
It's still a loaf of bread, but something has happened. They will tell you that flour, the mix, all of the things in the different mix, and plus production rate, the diesel and everything are all encompassing. So the 70,000 in January is not the same 70,000 as at today, the 11th day of November.
True.
So all of these different.
Yet there are more money in the hand of governors.
Yet more money.
So the more money is in the hands of some people, but not really spreading
It's
out.
not. That's what we say. There's no even distribution in itself, because now you have more money. The question is, even if there's more money, are you looking at having more valuables available for the people, conducive environment where the roads, we have all roads have been done. You now have the products from the farmland to the marketplace. If these things are more, I have competition. The competition crashes the price of things. Now, we talk about the other day, we talked about housing. So there are different variables you're looking at.
Yeah.
Housing. How's it really been? Education. The amount of money you are paying for education and the things that presently, suppose we tell you you're paying for school fees, you haven't buying textbooks. We have been here talked about many times where that's why you see that many state governors are saying we'll ban end of year parties, we'll ban this, no more textbooks or these things. Why? Because you need to make things work for people. That's why you have the case. It is coming from NBS, National Bureau of Statistics, that over 46% of Nigerians live below poverty line. That means 46% of Nigerians are already sinking.
And then we need to put it straight for the listener now, right? Over 46%
Yep.
below
Below.
the
That's what I'm
poverty
saying.
line.
That's
Then
what
there
I'm
are some percentage that are on the poverty line.
Oh my goodness. See,
On the poverty line.
to just think,
That is crazy.
see, to just think, some person will say that, normally in the strata of a society, you have the high class, the middle class, and the lower class. Now, even the middle class that used to be, okay, middle class, we can
They are
go.
on the poverty line.
Now.
They are on the poverty line
See,
now.
so you're not, all of it,
So
you
they are
saw
poor.
you are seeing them now, and they're like, my goodness, I used to think
They are
that.
no longer middle class.
No, I used to think because sometimes it just the idea that your salary, your wage or your salary, the amount you're collecting is this person but now
No, it's not
I
like that.
tell you, even if you're paying some persons 10 million naira today,
There are a lot of people who are
a whole lot.
sucking them dry as well.
See,
Because when you earn a 10 million naira, a
my
lot of people
word.
who are unemployed will be looking up to you, and so the 10 million naira
Okay.
will not be enough for you, so they'll be sucking you dry.
Statistically, look at it. If you, that's why we talk about 46% of
Below the
Nigerians
poverty
below
line, yeah.
poverty line. As at 20, when you talk about 2021, we had over 795,000 graduates that graduated from all of our tertiary institutions. Over 700,000 2021. Don't forget that 2020, because of the lockdown, many did not go to school. So schools were closed. Those who have graduated were on pause. Those that wrote jam and were to enter were on a pause too. Now you now press release or play. How many? So there was already a clock there. So you were saying every year at least we have a churning out over like a million, at least. This is just me estimated, a million graduates coming out
into the job market.
into the waiting line.
Not even a job market, not
It's
a
not.
waiting
It's
line.
not. It's not even the job market. It's the waiting line because let's look at it. Juxtapose it. How many persons within the ages of 20 to 40 are gainfully employed in Nigeria presently? That is a question where you begin to think. So what happens? So if we have an enabling environment, some people could be the creatives could just really come out and do some things. But how many of the people that are creatives that will come out and want to do some example? That's why we thank God that now, like in Bayelsa right now, they're working towards by the end of the year, the 24 hours light power supply. Because in case you are an encoder or you do yours is the work that you do has to do with power related. You are in the tech space and you want to do these things. When there is no power, how will it work? Remember that you also be using data too as well. Data has increased because we have the telecom tax has gone high. Telecom that's for communication has gone very high. You also have electricity bill.
More money in the hands of governors, more money, and here the federal government is always standing on that. Hold your governors responsible and all of that. How can we then hold them responsible? How will the money spread? How will the economy grow? What should be done for the money that belongs to the people spread, and so everybody will enjoy and benefit from it? So it's not just about removing the subsidy and then putting it in the hands of governors, and then the money is not going around. That's the question. That's what many people are saying. And then, of course, the audio we listened to, the man was really complaining so bitterly. And so this is a moment that we feel that you should come in and contribute to the conversation. We're looking at how stable it is right now. Very soon we're moving to 2026. This is November. December will be here any moment from now. And before you know it, we're in the next election, 2027. So where are we headed? What are we doing? What are we doing right now? Has the removal of fuel subsidies improved or worsened the living standards? Or are we even coping with the situation right now? Are the government economic policies trickling down to the grassroots as we speak, regardless of everything that's happening, right? And how are small and medium businesses coping with the rising costs? We also ask the question, what is the real situation with job creation and youth employment? How can Nigeria reduce its dependency on imports and strengthen local production? Is Nigeria's minimum wage sufficient in today's economy? The answer is no. What measures can be taken to stabilize food prices? There are a lot of questions to ask, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it's time for you to call it 0707 747 1522 0912 000 1975. A lot to talk about, especially from what that man said in that audio. What is your own take on the matter? Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Moy Steven and Dr. Paul Blomabasa.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, I remember Apostle White.
Good morning.
Yes, Moye, you have asked more than 20 questions in one. In fact, we are confused. Because all the questions you asked are correct. And who go answer this question? That's the question. You asked one, I was counting. You are asking. All the questions, they are targeting on one point. See, the economy is in the state of comatose. That's my language since last week. Comatose. The state of this nation's economy is in the state of comatose. In fact, we are sitting on a cake of gunpowder. In fact, we are in the state of emergency currently in this country. This is to rob Peter to pay Paul. That is what our government is doing. Our federal government is doing. Rob Peter to pay Paul. Now, the governors they are enjoying more money in their account. More money. What are the tangible works they are doing? What are the agencies we are doing? Nothing. And you want government to go and ask the governor questions. And we have forgotten what happened to Ojienoh in Imo State sometime last 2 years, last year, when he was beaten up and beaten up in his face all over everywhere. A whole NLC president was beaten up in that way. Then who will go and ask this question? And who will stand up for the common man? More money to the governor, to the governor, and to the detriment of the public.
Oh man, we lost you. Apostle Eloi, you have the call back and contribute. The question is that leaders are building roads, infrastructure, all right. But then the question many Nigerians are asking is that this infrastructure, yes, very good roads being built and all of that. But then we need the citizens need money in their hands as well to spend. The purchasing power, they don't have money in their hands. So after the building of the roads, people don't have jobs, people don't have money to spend. So how do we balance it? Paul, that's the question. How do we balance this thing? Fine and good infrastructure, everything has been put in place, but how can we balance jobs, money in our pockets to be able to spend and survive? Big question. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. The two wise men there.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
My name is Dodo, calling you for my Popo, yes.
Okay, Dodo. Please go ahead.
Again, you made mention of President say we should hold our governor responsible on this end time. But who's supposed to hold this governor? Is it not the House of Assembly member? These are the people who never know their function, what they are there. Yeah? Tell me one law they are passing that is touch me and you, the common man. They are the people that are supposed to hold the governor responsible. They will match with the governor. And the governor is going to party G, they will follow it, go to yeah. So please, we the ordinary man, we don't know a way to go and hold the governor. This is the assembly's member. They should know their function. Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you very much. Hello, good morning.
Oh, finally.
Good morning.
Good evening, Dr. Moya and Dr. Fogbasa.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, sir. Nothing will happen. So that is my contribution. Nigeria money belongs to our politicians.
All right. Thank you, Caroline, for calling. We appreciate you. The question we've been asking, Paul, is how do we balance building infrastructure and putting money in the hands of people? We're not saying that government is going to bring money and put it in the hands of people, but we need to come up with ways to see how people can get jobs, how people will be able to do things for themselves to earn a living in order to take care of themselves. Otherwise, we'll continue to remain below the poverty line. As you said, 46% of Nigerians. So we can build all the roads in Nigeria, we can build all the bridges in Nigeria, but then people do not have jobs in order for them to survive. That is the big question.
Okay, one of the things that we can use to really tackle this issue with uneven distribution of wealth and things is even our education in itself. What does our curriculum talk about? What does our syllable entail? What's in our curriculum? You know, our curriculum should have things that, based on the problems that we see prevalent in the country, solution driven. So we should begin to have solution driven things in our syllabus and our curriculum that will help every graduate that comes out will always be a solution provider.
That's right.
At that rate, we can bend the curve and have more persons go beyond from the poverty line. They can now survive and
Good morning.
come to breathe. We'll be fine. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Paul Blatter and Morris.
Good morning
My
to
name
you.
is
Jackson,
and I
welcome.
Calling from Akenpai.
Okay.
You see, Rainbow Man of Blessed Memory, the late musician, he sang a song. He says, "Combo, combo, baby, you is on to combo, combo, baby." That is what politicians do, either here in Bayelsa State or any part of this country. Whoever that is in power, they remember just their family, their community, and at large, maybe the local government. When you reach your turn, you favor your village. When you reach your turn, you remember your family. That was why one man thought, if you claim to you get money, make you go fence your community, go fence your village. That is what you do. When you have money, they fence their village, they fence their community. It is not about people that voted for them at different local governments. It is about their immediate family and their community. That is why we suffer all of this. We are just like a people that we are in a family where maybe the family is in need, the family is in poverty, and because they don't have food, maybe at one point in time, a man will give ham to the family, like a bag of rice, and the elder of the family or the elders in the family will, out of the bag of rice, share half custard of rice to the rest of the siblings, and he carry the remaining bag of the rice and go to his own family and enjoy with his family. That is what they do. They only give us a little that will make us feel they are doing something, but the chunk of it is between them and their immediate family members and their party loyalists. And what this statement means that we should hold our governors accountable. How can we hold our governors accountable when the local government chairmen are not doing anything, when the assembly members are not doing anything? How do we have a voice? This is the only voice we have to speak. But even those that are supposed to do something will come and tell us a statement that by defending the governor, they make everything to be rubber stamp. Whatever that they demand, whatever they requested, it will be given to the governor. If not, you won't tell me that when the governor comes from a particular political party to another party, you will follow him. Because if you don't follow him, it's as if you are dividing yourself, so you might not be re-elected, or they might push you out of office. So how do you think people of that kind of condition would speak against the governor and demand equity, would demand concern for the masses? It is not possible. You and Nico can just only speak. Just the same way with the president. If a president wants to demand or wants to request for a loan of $3 billion, they will not say no. Have you ever seen any time the president will say no, we are not giving it to
Okay.
or assembly members to tell the government?
All right,
it's
so
not
let's.
possible.
Thank you.
So my submission is we cannot speak here, but to hold the governors accountable, it is assembly member and local government chairman. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. In that way, the living standards of the Nigerians will definitely not improve if we go this way.
Yeah. You know the most important thing. We've had different guests here on the show, and they've talked about it. And I remember how that Associate Prof. Geoffrey Ponde made this very wonderful statement, and it was a clarion call to us. And I think some persons have not really seen it, but it is high time to repeat or reiterate it again. If we are in a country where the gathering of people based on age group, based on social gatherings and everything, it is only for political. And I was there present, and I looked through and I saw this thing. And I said, in all of my heart, what we're doing is it is a laudable experience. But can we also gather like this and sit and hold our members of the House of Reps and Senate accountable? You do not only come for
House of Assembly as
House
well.
of Assembly. You don't only just come for this kind of meetings when you want to come to say you want to bring message from the principal, and say from the principal, the Oga Batakbata at the top, and say, okay, we're going to be moving like this. No, but we can sit down and say, how much has coming? What do we need to do?
Let's go back to the phone calls. 0707-747-1522.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. My name is Elfrida. They call from Amarata.
Okay, thank you.
Alfreda, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Waiting, I want to talk before President say make the old their governor them accountable. Maybe the governor they hear am as they talk am, he go lie. Maybe they deliver. Maybe now the governors they know they carry that they do things for people life. Yes, because I believe that President talk say all of our governors are accountable. Then they hear they know that the governors they hear. So if not lie, they no go come and talk say this. They no come and talk one or two things. So for me, maybe the president they deliver to them. Now then they kind of do waiting they're supposed to carry do for their state. Now it's not get to talk. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alfreda.
Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Why the federal government will say we should hold governors accountable? How do we hold them accountable? If people are out to hold governors accountable, it's part of protest. If we protest, the same government will come with tear police to scatter everybody, kill people. Are they making jest of us? My name is Owe. I'm calling from Sabagria.
Oh, yeah.
Why are they saying yes? How are they saying we should hold governors accountable? Are they laughing us, presidencies? Do you know? Do you think we are in the Western world that the government will allow people to protest to express their feelings? This is not happening. It's not possible in this country. This is Nigerians will hold on with 2027 coming. Please, Nigerians, we should be wise. They are laughing at the common people, the masses. That the masses will hold the governors come. How do you hold it? You cannot go close to even their gate. They will not share that. Who wants to hold the governor? The governor will hold this money. They will share it to their commissioners, their appointees, their local government chairman and secretary authorities. And even the local government, you cannot even go close to them because they will catch security people to chase you away. So what are they talking? Are they laughing? It's a mockery to the masses in this country. As far as I'm concerned, the presidency or the president is not supposed to make that type of statement. Why can't he hold the governors accountable when the masses are complaining? The president. That this is what I'm hearing. This is what the matter. What are you people doing with our money they're giving to you? That the people should hold the governors accountable. How?
All right, then.
People
Thank you. Thank you.
Don't have even one weapon to go and confront the governor.
All right, thank you. We appreciate your call.
It's a blow to the Nigerians, please wake up.
Thank you. All right, then.
Much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
I'm Chris. I'm calling from Atikoro.
All right, Chris.
Go ahead.
Just like what the last caller said, exactly broke my mind. How will we hold the governors accountable? My gentlemen, I'm just asking this question. How? Let me give you an example. Like Boye Street. I have been begging them to come to our aid in Boye Street and Security. That street is now gone. That street, how will I describe that street? But yes, the government is not doing anything. Now the federal government now imposed us to have a governor accountable. Even the presidency, who will now hold them accountable? Don't know what the last caller said. They are just playing with us. That's one thing I keep on saying. One day, the court of nation will take its place in this country. We hold them accountable to give us rights or to do roads for us or to do the necessary things they're supposed to do as a government. They are just here playing with us, dancing with over 220 million people in this country. But that's no problem. Good morning.
Well, thank you very much for your call. Yes, indeed, we don't have any choice, right, to hold government accountable, and that's exactly what we're doing here. As, of course, broadcasters, we do our part with the watchdog of the society. But the question is economic stability. The policies of the president, people are saying it's really harsh. But then the president is arguing that the economy is becoming a bit stable. and that there is more money in the system. Money has been given to the governors, so you hold your governors accountable. And then governors are saying we're doing things, we're building roads, infrastructure all over the country, right? If you go to River State, the governors are also doing things, building roads, infrastructure, bridges, and all of that. But yeah, people applaud all of those. But the question now is that yeah, you have the fine roads, but the people have no jobs because that's what they use to survive. So how do we go about it? How do we fix the issue of employment creation in the interim, in the short term? It's a problem. Yes, in the long term, yeah, people need to get skills. They have to go to school. But then when they come out of school, nothing to work on, nothing to really survive on. But then have good roads. They got have good bridges. They got everything is fine.
That's why fundamentally I said fundamentally we've missed it.
Yeah.
Education is the foundation for everything.
Paul, before you continue, let me just drop this. Because I have noticed that government to government, they focus on infrastructure. Because we have infrastructural deficit, no doubt about that. School buildings, roads, no roads. All right. Like this, our governor here, he's doing a lot. He's doing a lot. Connecting the communities and all of that. These are things that should have been done way, way back. Now he's doing it. So when you focus on a particular area, on a particular sector, the other sector will suffer. So the question I would say that will you be able to do everything at the same time? So while these are ongoing, people are hungry. All right? The money is not getting down to everybody. So the poverty situation will increase. The living standards, the topic that we have today, will drop. And then more people will slip down below the poverty line. Maybe the next time we'll come on the radio like this, it might be from 46 now to 50 something.
No, see,
you never could tell.
That's why I say. That's why I say it. I say it. It's just very simple. What we have to do, do really have policies, economic policies. What do they address? If you have the best of lofty heights, the best of dreams and everything, it starts with the foundation.
Let's get to hear from this caller now. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Moye and Steve.
Moye and Paul, yeah?
Moye and Paul, sorry.
Well.
Okay.
It is well, yes. Bambu calling from Tubia and Mosmoro. See, Moye, the problem that we have in this country is NLC, jury, and support. And they know that is this fuel that is controlling this economy. They know. I told one of my friends that the problem that we have is not minimum wage. Bring down this fuel to that is 400 naira per liter. You see that everything will come down. Not minimum wage. You know, I want to go and negotiate with the president. The first and the second, the president said that if you want me to pay you 300,000 or 300 naira. Yes, 300,000 minimum wage, then I will increase the fuel to 2,000 something naira. It's the fuel that is the problem. It's the fuel. When they remove this fuel subsidy, that is everything. If we are not talking about minimum wage, what we want to do with minimum wage? Minimum wage that they will get give you the right and take it from the left. 70,000. What do you want to do with 70,000 in the market? Okay, why are they not consider those people that is not working? Or what are the private sector? You go to any filling station and they are paying their workers 70,000, or go to any storekeeper or supermarket and they are paying their workers 70,000. So it's the labor, Nigerian labor, that is our problem. The thing that is what Oga, bring the fuel down to 400 naira or 300 naira, not minimum wage. Oga, the coastal road stop am, provide electricity for the whole country. If you provide electricity for the whole country, 70% can feed themselves money. For 70% or to 80% capacity provide electricity in this country. The papa can, the people that don't have generator. They are there. The welders, they can tie ice cream to their fridge and feed with their children. Provide electricity, not the coastal. What do you want to do coastal road? The money that they are putting in that coastal road by NSC, no, put it in electricity so that people can feed themselves. So it's the people that we have, NSC, they don't do what they're supposed to do.
All right.
Minimum wage. Bring this word down to 300 now so that everything will come down. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you. We need more refineries, the competition, because that's the issue. We are not self-sufficient. the refining capacity. Although Dangote says he can supply the whole country, but the question now is that of the petrol, and I agree with the last caller. He's made some very important point because the civil servants can get up to 500,000 naira. Let's imagine that minimum wage has been increased to 500,000 naira. But what about the others who are not civil servants? That's the issue. So it's all revolves around a particular policy that will affect everybody, whether you're a civil servant or you're a private individual. That is the issue.
One thing for sure is that we talked about something. We talked about how that even many countries, African countries that are having foreign investment coming, and the foreign investment is price, everything is increased. If we handle the content of our curriculum to the point whereby everybody that is coming out from our universities, from primary school to university, you're already self-sufficient and it is solution-based. I bet you have people come out, our refineries will be fixed. You have people come out, engineers are going to be doing the things, doing the roads. We're not going to be paying so much money to foreigners coming to be as engineers on ground when we have these persons already on ground. See, we can solve our problems. All we have to do is just like we're just running and chasing after the main building. Treat the foundation. See, the higher the building wants to go, the deeper the foundation has to be.
Well, it's going to take some time, though. It's going to take some time.
See, even Singapore, let me tell you, Singapore did it. It happened in Singapore. What did they do? They cried. It was a very painful thing. I listened to the Prime Minister at the time when they left. He cried and said, but we're going to make it work. It's going to take time. But today, Singapore is standing.
Lin Kuan Yew. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Golden FM.
Good morning.
Yeah, I still remain far per branch of the talking from Europa Axis of Pinipa. The discourse this morning is not just a discourse, it's a state of emergency. There is hunger in the land. We no longer have the higher class, the middle class, and the lower class. What we have now is the high and the low. There is nothing in between. People are dying, people are hungry. The family wake up in the morning, they are not sure of where the next meal will come from. Please, as a matter of urgency, we beg our presidency, the leadership of today, to please do something fast to alleviate the suffering and the hunger in the land. It's not about minimum wage. It's not everybody that is civil servant. Please, they should reduce the price of our fuel. They are still telling us that a new tax is coming by January. Please, That is not what we want to hear. That is not what we need. What we need is food on our table. There is hunger in the land. Please, Mr. President, help us. Good morning and thank you.
Thank you, Perry. As we always say, it is not just about the infrastructure. The infrastructure is okay. We all want good roads, right? But as you always mention, to education. Now, even if you start the process now, it's going to take a couple of years. But people are talking about survival right now because we still the statistics we're giving that fine we need to start working towards it. But now is the government the government ready for that change?
Yes,
the curriculum thing that you're talking about.
Do you know how funny it is? Over the years, before this time, before I got to 46%, we have started the stats that showed 20%, 10%, 20%, and suddenly we are going deeper and deeper. We are getting inside.
Okay, now you have proffered a solution. That is just one of the solutions, right? But let's take this call.
Yeah.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
My name is Gabriel Moses.
Okay, Gabriel, please go ahead.
You see, when you see Nigeria today now, all these things that people are experiencing, is to be blamed. Is it the poor man or is it the poor man or the market? The person that doing a small business, you see, the government are the people that are implementing all those things, and you see, and those things they are implementing is not working at all. If everybody knows, nothing is working. You see, they are doing things to benefit themselves. Like for the fuel subsidy they remove, what are the impacts are we seeing today? We are seeing nothing. Because after everything, the fuel is supposed to come down. When the fuel price comes down, you see, commodity price of things in the market will come down too. which even today now, if you invest even 500,000, that your 500,000 is nothing. Because by the end of the day now, when you go to market, buy only one or two things now, that money don't make any sense. So what I want to say here is that I'm please begging the government, at least, to put things in place, especially this fuel issue, you see. Because if the fuel come down, now you see that all these things, price of things will come down. So this hardship and economic complaint and will no longer be there. So thank you.
Thank you very much for your call. Yes, Paul, you've proffered a couple of solutions, but the Nigerian people understand this aspect, but it's going to take some time. Another question you should be asking is there the will to ensure that the curriculum is changed? Because now what you're saying is long term, that in a couple of years, all of this will be reversed. And I agree with you. It should surely reverse. So when we look at education, Peter Obi mentioned as well, the quality of education. The quality of education. So you churn out people who are skillful, who's got skill, and of course who can work in the government, who can work as private individuals and all of that. We need a balance. Not everybody who can go into private enterprise. Yeah.
Sure.
So now you have a balance. Those who are going for private stuff and those who want to go into government to work as diplomats, whatever, politicians, whatever, school, teaching and all of that. But the question is that is long term. Now, to achieve that long term goal, we need to start now.
Yep.
Is the government will to begin to change and tweak the curriculum to accommodate this aspect?
And that's where the part of holding the government accountable. What the president
So some of the monies that the governors have now should be put into the educational system.
That is
not just on infrastructure.
That is where I'm coming. That's where I'm coming to now.
Mm-hmm.
The ability to get to hold government accountable and the governors accountable.
Mm-hmm.
It is high time that when we gather, it is not for rapper, two mudu of gari and one cup of rice and carrying one person's partner and saying it is you. Rather, let us gather, begin to do class actions. You can come together as a community, raise class actions against asking for accountability that this thing has to be done. Because we said, how many of our senators, House of Rep members, find out from the constituents what they want before they come to do constituency projects? We've seen very, very sad and sickening thing where across Nigeria, some senators, their constituency project is to come and give wheelbarrow, tires.
But those ones could help
My
alleviate
word,
the poverty, isn't it?
please, for the sake of screaming and shouting.
So bringing the bags of rice or beans and whatever, Gary, will not take the people out of the poverty line.
Okay, hold on. 2020, during the lockdown, some well-meaning Nigerians came together, did a pool of funds, and gave to different to help out with the issue on ground and for poverty, everything. We saw where many Nigerians across the country, some warehouses were being broken and they were surprised to see COVID-19 relief materials that were stashed, meant for the people, not given to the people. Someone in Lagos, a particular local government chairperson, a lady, kept those things and now imprinted her name on them, on the bags of rice.
To give them to people later on?
It was supposed to be for her birthday. Help me make sense of this thing.
Okay, let's take this call before we go. The very last call, perhaps. Oh, we lost that. Right, so we have looked at it from different perspectives. Education is the key, just like Lucky Dube said, education is the key. But you know what? We have to start from somewhere. And the question I always pose, is it about the infrastructure? Yes, we need to have the good roads and all of that. But can we make some funds available to boost the educational system? That is the question. That is what we are asking. Is that possible? So that while these infrastructure development is progressing, we can also have the educational sector developing as well equipped, digitally on point. People can follow things in real time. There's nothing wrong if our Biogbolo or secondary school or all of this Panshia community secondary school would have computers everywhere where the kids could have hands-on training, meeting the global standards, so they see what's happening. They could go right there on YouTube and see things happening, getting information. That way, because a couple of things, driving and all of that. Some people even learn how to drive on YouTube. Because they have access to the digital stuff.
Everything.
You know what?
You can fix anything. You can do everything. It's there. So these are the things that we need to start doing. But most importantly, for me, this is a clarion call to all of the youth presidents of our communities. Because I'm bringing it home now to Nigeria Data. We are very good at bringing people when it is time to share political rights and things like that. No. Let us come together so we can have the enforcement. Let's say, okay, example, Ekpetiama Youth Forum, or the Akasa Youth Forum, or is the Jenegua Youth Forum. You're coming together. Let's put our heads together. Let's think of people-centric policies. Let's talk to our people. The people in the House of Assembly, the people in the House of Reps and Senate. These are the things that we want. Can you help us to make this thing available? Those are the things that how you're going to be holding your people accountable.
Not only when there's political time,
because
political season.
It's already here.
And you see people mobilizing people to come and support.
All the youths do. Some people say they call them mobilizer. For what? Yeah, it has the ability of bringing 2,000 broken, shattered, not too strong people economically and everything.
People living below the poverty line.
Below the poverty line, so they can come and just do a charade for barely about 2 hours or 4 hours. For how much of it? While that person can do that 4 hours, sit down at home, be constructive, and make hundreds of thousands.
Absolutely.
We can do better, man.
Man, we have to go now. I mean, we have discussed this. You have also lend your voice to this conversation. This is an ongoing conversation.
Yep.
So if we bring up a topic like this tomorrow or next, it's not stale. It's something that's ongoing. We need to keep talking about it until change comes, until we begin to experience the change. Well, that's it on the show this morning. We do appreciate every one of you. And